Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Again, want to thank everyone for your support on the channel. All the viewers, all the subscribers, immensely appreciate the support. Today, because of your request, I want to talk about stocks, ETFs that have exposure to companies that are involved in blockchain technology, whether that may be companies developing blockchain applications for commercial purposes or for companies that are utilizing blockchain in their day-to-day operations. I'm going to talk about 4 different ETFs here. As you can see up on screen here, BLOK, BLCN, KOIN, and LEGR. And again, the symbols here are kind of going into the fact that it's a digital ledger system. It can also be utilized for exchanging monetary value, cryptocurrencies here, coin. And again, the blockchain is what the technology is based on. If you guys remember from my videos on cryptocurrency, the blockchain is the technology. It's a digital ledger system. I don't want to go too in-depth about it. It's very, very complex, but it's a way in which you can record transactions, for example, in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies that are recorded in a chronologic fashion, but also in a fashion that everyone knows of the transaction. So it's a public ledger. So, for example, on the Bitcoin exchange medium, if you're on that network, you have a copy of the blockchain. Every single person has a copy of that blockchain, so you can't change it and defraud the system because everyone could check their ledgers against everyone else's ledgers. Because of cryptography, you only have access to your part of that ledger. So as you can imagine, you can exchange parts of your ledger with other people. Again, that's how you change coins. You basically will give people access to your digital keys, and then those are theirs, and because of that, they have a very secure way of trading monetary value. Again, it's simply trading code on Bitcoin, but you can apply that to any information. It's just a basic transaction of information, a sharing of information. So bank records, you can send bank records very quickly, a very public fashion, so you can't defraud the system. But because of cryptography, it's also a very secure system. So it's fast, it's public and open, very inaccessible to fraud, and very secure because of the cryptography nature behind it. So as you can imagine, a lot of companies want to take advantage of this, again, to maybe commercialize it or utilize it in their day-to-day transactions to reduce cost, become more competitive in whatever industry that they are in. So having said all that about the underpinnings of the technology, let's talk again about the 4 different stocks here: BLOK, BLCN, KOIN, and LEGR. Again, these are all exchange-traded funds or ETFs that have exposure of underlying companies, again, that are either developing the technology or utilizing the technology in their day-to-day business operations. So the first stock here, BLOK, I think it's one of the larger stocks, but if we take a look in the middle here, it's still a very small cap stock, 186.88 million. The companies, now on the bottom there you can see the name of the company as well, Amplify Transformational Data Sharing ETF, an actively managed portfolio, which the ETF expense ratio is very high, 0.70. In comparison, a lot of my Vanguard funds are 0.04% expense ratio, so essentially going from 4 to 70. One of the ETFs I like on Robinhood, for example, SPHD, I think has a very, very high expense ratio at 0.30, but this one is 0.70, and you'll see that every one of these stocks I'll talk about today, every one of these ETFs I talk about today has an expense ratio of 0.65 to 0.7, so very, very high for each of these. If we go up to the top here, 1-year graph, you can see this is a very new stock. Even over the last 3 months here, you can see this started in, looks like January 17th or so, 16th, 17th was the initial IPO for this particular ETF. At least offering for the ETF. I guess it wouldn't be called an IPO. And since that time, you can see it's kind of went up as the Bitcoin craze, cryptocurrency craze, fueled the dramatic rise in all the cryptocurrencies. And then as the cryptocurrencies have been crashing here, you can see this has also crashed all the way down to $19.50, less than when it was first offered to investors here. So kind of an up and down pattern there. If we take a look at the holdings for this company, a lot of companies that you probably haven't heard of, and a lot of companies you probably have heard of. The ones you probably have not heard of have been some foreign companies, Taiwan Semiconductor and Manufacturing Company. It's actually an ADR stock. Digital Garages, SBI Holdings, And then some companies that you probably know of: Overstock.com, Nvidia, IBM, AMD, Intel, Microsoft, Red Hat, Oracle, Goldman Sachs, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, Citigroup, Accenture. A lot of these companies are looking at blockchain for their own day-to-day purposes. Companies like Goldman Sachs, for example, are doing that. And then you have other companies like Nvidia and AMD that are involved in the mining of cryptocurrency coins. So a lot of different ways in which the blockchain is utilized. And this stock, this ETF here, is trying to take advantage of that. But again, I think these stocks are going to be just as volatile as the cryptocurrencies that really are utilizing this technology. As the cryptocurrencies trend up, I believe these will trend up. And as the cryptocurrencies pull back, these will also pull back. And you can really see that in the price of the stock here. Likewise, the next one in the list here, BCLN, another ETF that essentially has many of the same companies that BLOK does. On the bottom there, you can see this is tracking an index of global companies involved in developing, researching, or using blockchain technologies. Companies, SBI holdings like BLOK, Intel, Overstock, IBM, Cisco, Microsoft. This one has Hitachi in it as well, Barclays, Oracle. So a lot of banking industry is looking at blockchain technology. And again, a lot of the computer systems that are mining this, AMD and Nvidia, are also holdings in this particular ETF, as well as companies like IBM, Microsoft, that are developing ways in which to transfer information on their cloud storage devices and businesses. So very, very unique ETF here nonetheless, much like BLOK here. And then there's a couple more that unfortunately are not able to be traded on Robinhood. And I think that's just because they are very, very new. If we take a look at the 1-year graph, actually let's go to the 1-month graph. You can see this is a very new ETF here. Looks like maybe the end of January was when it first started trading. And again, because the cryptocurrencies have been pulling back, this has also pulled back. And again, the underlying companies for this one are much like the other ETFs. Interestingly enough, the #1 holding on this one is Amazon.com, Visa. You have Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company like the other two ETFs, Microsoft, Intel, Oracle, MasterCard, Nvidia. So again, a lot of banking companies, credit card companies, and then companies involved in the mining of the coins, cryptocurrency coins themselves. And the last one here, Ledger, LEGR. This is also not supported on Robinhood currently. But again, you can see over the last 1 month here, a very new ETF as well that just came onto the market. Has trended down just like the other 3 ETFs as well. The holdings for LEGR, again, much the same as the others. This one has a little bit more well-known companies as its larger holdings: Nvidia, Intel, Microsoft, Micron Technology, Accenture, IBM, ASRock. So it looks like it had some computer component companies in there as well. ASUS as well. So very, very interesting stock here. Unfortunately, LEGR, KOIN are not able to be traded currently on Robinhood, but BLCN and BLOK are. So not quite sure I'll jump into these ETFs, to be quite honest. I think blockchain is a very interesting emerging technology, but I think until it takes a hold, I think it's just a little bit too risky, and I think it's tied too much to cryptocurrencies right now as well. Most people know blockchain because of cryptocurrency, and you can really see here the price of the stock is following what the cryptocurrencies are doing as well. So not quite sure I would jump into these companies, but just wanted to present these in response to a number of viewers on the channel wanting to know a little bit more about stocks or ETFs that you can jump into to take advantage of maybe this emerging technology, blockchain technology. So again, LEGR, KOIN, BLCN, and BLOK. 4 very unique ETFs that have exposure to companies that are either developing, researching, or utilizing blockchain technology in their day-to-day operations. So just wanted to do a quick video. Let me know if you guys are invested in any of these stocks, or there are better ones out there that would have exposure to blockchain technology. Either way, let me know. And not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it here. As always, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next video, we'll see you then.